Astrologically, March is feeling like the lead up to the start of eclipse season of 2024. This feels like the calm before the storm, the time when we're starting to get our things in order, get our house in order, clear up any messy or unfinished situations that we need to in order for this eclipse season to happen smoothly in our lives. The eclipse season is going to be really highlighting and focusing on what needs to end in a new season of our life, especially starting in this astrological new year. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Alex. I'm an astrologer based in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the different astrological transits that will be happening throughout the month of March 2024. In the beginning of the video, I'm going to go through all of the transits that are happening in the month of March, leading up to eclipse season starting at the end of March. It's a very, very intense eclipse season this year, because it will be happening in the sign of Aries and just after the start of the astrological new year. So if that is interesting to you, keep on watching. In the next part of the video, I will be covering how this energy is hitting each rising sign. Now you can watch this video for your sun, moon, and rising so you can get a full picture of what this month has in store for you. I will also be including an oracle card pull from one of my oracle card decks that is to do with your astrological placements. So what astrological energy will be key for you to focus on this month ahead? So without further ado, let's get into it. So in the 1st of March, we have our first transit this month. Now we don't have lots and lots of transits and aspects as we did last month. We do have a few major planetary changes for the inner planets this month as per usual. However, we don't have any significant big outer planet movements this month. We do have a lot of aspects happening. So let's get into that. So on the 1st of March, we have Venus in Aquarius sextile the North Node in Aries. I like this energy. I feel like this energy is a creative, inspirational energy. With Venus in Aquarius, it's all about sort of dreaming big, what sort of hopes, dreams, and wishes might we have to sort of expand on or explore, or something to do with our community or networks, or even just to do with our friendships in general, depending also as well as which house Aquarius rules in your charts personally. The indications of that will be significant for you around this time on the 1st of March, especially with it sextiling the North Node, which is getting a lot of energy this month, especially leading up to eclipse season. On the 2nd of March, we have the Sun in Pisces sextile Jupiter in Taurus. Especially with Jupiter now direct, I feel like this energy is a really creative, inspirational, expansion energy. We might be feeling really inspired to tune in or tap into what dreams or goals we have following on from the 1st and around this time as well, because Venus sextiling North Node will still be active around this time. So it is a really awesome energy, or really potent energy to think big, to plan big, to think out of the box, to think what long-term goals or long-term visions do I have? What's the big picture here? What steps can I take to ensure these goals and dreams and this vision that I have will come to fruition? On the 4th of March, we have Venus in Aquarius square Uranus in Taurus. This is a challenging energy, but however, because it is involving Venus, this does mitigate a bit of this challenging square energy. So there might be some sort of challenge or unexpected obstacle or roadblock that we might have come up to do with our finances, our friendships, or just how we are in general, like our aesthetic, our appearance. Venus rules all of that. And Uranus is the unexpected, right? So we might have some unexpected challenges or disruptions or changes to do within our relationships that might be quite present around the 4th to the 5th of March. On the 5th of March, we have Mercury in Pisces sextile Uranus in Taurus. I like this energy for creative writing, for channeling, for intuitive thinking, for intuitive ideas, for thinking really, really uniquely or creatively, and putting those ideas to action, or writing those ideas down. This, if you're a writer, if you're someone who loves writing either poetry or writing music, or just getting creative in some sort of channeling or some sort of communication in some way, this is a wonderful date to really tune in and tap into what's coming through. Really lean into your imagination during this time. This will maybe become a little bit easier, or you might have ideas or solutions to problems or things you're trying to work through that you might not have thought about before. It's also a really nice time if you are doing some sort of traveling. There might be some unexpected positive outcome of some sort, or you might have some sort of unexpected positive encounter of some sort. On the 5th, we also have Mars in Aquarius, sextile the North Node in Aries. So this is helping us to feel passionate and inspired to take action towards our goals. So have a think about what was happening around the 1st of March. Now we might feel a lot more inclined to actually put that work into action, to actually take tangible action on those goals, or just start feeling really inspired to actually finally make the move to complete them, or finally make the move to do them. Or we might be feeling inspired to remove ourselves from situations in a positive way, things that aren't serving us any longer. We're ready to cut them out. We're ready to remove those friendships of in our lives. We're ready to sort of take that next step in separating ourselves from situations or people or events that might be holding us back from going after what it is that we're wanting to achieve. The North Node in Aries, especially being ruled by Mars, anything to do with any aspects to Mars, to the North Node, is going to feel really intense. So there will be some sort of intensity happening. Any aspects with Mars in general is very intense, or it could be a little challenging, even though it is a positive aspect. There may be some challenging steps or challenging things we need to do in order to course correct or ensure we're on the right path. On the 9th of March, we have Mercury in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Another beautiful day for tapping into creativity, to imagination. A little bit challenging to express how we are truly feeling. So maybe not the best day for challenging conversations or important deadlines or presentations if they are really, really pressing. However, this is a great time for creative thinking, creative speaking, creative just thinking and doing in general. Neptune is all about spirituality. So if you're wanting to tap into your spirituality a bit more, this is a great time to do that. We might be more inclined to talk about or express if we're struggling with any addictions or challenges in some way to do with some sort of addiction in our life. Maybe we're feeling ready to kind of express, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is, how I'm sort of dealing with it, and this is what I need help with. We also might be feeling more compassionate towards others around this day. Pisces is a very compassionate sign and empathetic sign towards collective in general. So there might be some really compassionate or news that comes out that makes us feel really makes us feel connected to the community and society around us. On the 10th of March, we do have on the 10th of March, we have a lot of energy happening. We have Mars in Aquarius square Uranus and Taurus. So this is a challenging energy. We're maybe feeling stuck, or there may be unexpected roadblocks like that was happening towards the beginning of the week. These are getting more emphasized or more aggravated around this time. We're really maybe feeling really frustrated about what's happening or about what we need to work through in order to get to where we want to be. These things are coming out of the blue. We're not too sure where they're coming from, and we're wanting to just get rid of them and take action and just power on through, but something is stopping us. We're not able to do that just quite yet. We also have the Sun in Pisces sextile Uranus and Taurus. So there's some sort of positive things we're needing to do. Again, it's highlighting that there's some challenging decisions or separations that we need to overcome, or some challenging situations that we need to overcome in order to align ourselves with what feels truly right for us and right for those around us too. Mercury is going to also be moving into Aries. Mercury in Aries is really about talking about what you need, expressing your needs, expressing yourself, very much about the me. Aries is about me. This is about what I need. This is a really great time to express or communicate or put into place those goals or steps that you need to take in order to really go after this new sort of thing or new event or new situation or new goals that you're starting to kind of understand what needs to happen or change in your life. This is going to be really emphasized again later in the month in the prenumbral eclipse, which I'll get into a little bit later. We then also have our final lunation before we get into eclipse season. So we've had our final full moon, which was last month in Virgo, and now we're finally having our Pisces new moon. I think of this new moon as the final lunation as well before the astrological new year. It's the final time where we're able to shed all the past lessons that we've had from this year ahead. What things came up? What things did we realize about ourselves that really need to change or be let go of? What people or situations do we need to let go of? This new moon in Pisces is really going to be emphasizing anything that we need to change, shed, let go of, move on from, remove ourselves from in order to prepare for this next year ahead. Think of this as ground zero. Think of this as really letting go or really clearing out. We had the full moon that emphasized what we were needing to clear out. Now it's time for us to really shed this and let this go. New moons are a time of introspection, a time of stillness, a time of reflection. What do we need to reflect on that we've been holding on to, that maybe has been weighing us down, that we're needing to set boundaries around, or that we have set boundaries around in order to protect our peace? With Saturn in Pisces at the time of this new moon, and in Saturn being in Pisces in general, there's a lot of emphasis around boundaries right now. There's a lot of emphasis around protecting what we believe in, protecting what's close to our heart, protecting our visions for the future, protecting our peace. Really, like that's all really what this transit of Saturn and Pisces is about. It's about discernment. It's about discerning what we truly believe in. Are the beliefs that we're subscribing to valid still? Do we need to restructure these? Do we need to look at these with a keen and fresh perspective coming into this next astrological year ahead that will help us to align ourselves with maybe beliefs or a trajectory in life that feels more aligned to this new season in our life? We do have Mercury forming an out of sign conjunction with Neptune at the time of this new moon. So it's another emphasis on really tuning in to these downloads, tuning in to the unseen, really listening to what is unsaid. That is going to be a really key theme in this new moon. We have Mars and Venus in Aquarius in a conjunction squaring Uranus and Taurus. Like we just talked about, this square to Uranus and Taurus, there's unexpected challenges, roadblocks, or situations that we need to remove ourselves from in order to clean the slate or prepare us for this next year ahead. Both Mars and Venus are the rulers of the North and South node at the moment in this time where they are in Aries and Libra. So their transits are really big, are an important transit to keep an eye on, to notice where they are heading in our chart. When they're in Aquarius, it's all about looking at what friendships or what beliefs that we are also subscribing to. How are we nurturing ourselves as well as nurturing others? Are we observing ourselves in a way that's too harsh, cold, and clinical when it comes to our friendships? Are we judging ourselves too much? Are there friendships or relationships holding us back from really aligning ourselves with goals and beliefs that uphold our values? Are these friendships in general upholding our new values in this new season of our life that we're stepping into? We also have Pluto forming a sextile to Mercury at the time of this new moon. So there's another energy of this really shedding, letting go, transforming how we express ourselves, how we talk about ourselves, how we talk about our goals, how we share our goals, how we communicate our goals with others as well, and how we communicate in general. Is there things that need to change? Is there things that we are wanting to implement? Are there changes we're wanting to implement? Are we feeling a shift and change to this new person that we're wanting to become? What do we need to let go of? And what do we need to clear out to welcome in this new energy for us leading into this new astrological year ahead? Then on the 11th, we have Mercury in Aries, sextile Pluto in Aquarius. So this is also what I just talked about happening at the time of this new moon. So it's like expressing ourselves in ways that feel authentic, transforming how we maybe talk about ourselves, transforming our self-talk, transforming and really purging in a way things that are no longer aligned with us, things that are really keeping us back from expressing ourselves. What are there friendships that are holding us back from expressing ourselves in a true, authentic way, in a way that feels really authentic and true to us? Or are we welcoming in new friendships or new opportunities that do feel more aligned with us as well? Now, on the 12th of March, we have Venus moving into Pisces. Venus loves, loves, loves being in Pisces. It is her sign of exaltation. This is a really harmonious transit for really tuning into friendships that do mean a lot to you, to really nurturing yourself, friendships, and also just your connection with spirituality, your connection with sensuality. What does that mean to you? What does this new season of your life look like? What does this new person that you're wanting to transform or move into look like? What are these structures and boundaries that we need to put in place when it comes to our friendships? How can we ensure our friendships and relationships are upholding these new value systems that we're wanting to put in place too? On the 18th of March, we have the Sun in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces. This transit is helping us tune in to our creative side, our spiritual side. How can we express ourselves in a way that feels more authentic to us? How can we tune into the energies that are happening behind the curtain, so to speak, or put on those rose-colored glasses for a little bit and really see what it is that lights us up, what makes us feel creative, what makes us feel our most authentic or tapped in self? How can we attune to this? How can we align ourselves with this more on a daily basis? On the 19th of March, we have Mercury in Aries conjunct the North Node in Aries, and Mercury in Aries opposite the South Node in Libra. This energy is all about talking about our goals. It's all about expressing what we're wanting to achieve, how we're wanting to get there. It's about forming a roadmap to where we're wanting to go, and how can we make that happen. Mercury in Aries is very determined. It's very headstrong. It's very, this is what I'm wanting to do, and nothing is going to stop me from achieving it. So during this time on the 19th, you might be feeling really tuned in to what it is you're really wanting to go after. You might also be really tuned into what it is you're really ready to let go of. And this is going to be the start. I feel like this is really the start of the eclipse season. We're starting to really think, oh, this is maybe what's coming up for me. And it's going to be really highlighted on the eclipse or 6 months from the eclipse. Energies happening around the eclipse tend to not happen straight away, but they do happen about 6 to 8 months later, tangibly. So we might be starting to maybe understand or start to communicate or express maybe what we're kind of feeling could be coming up for us, and then it's going to be more solidified a little bit later on. On the 20th of March, we have the Sun moving into Aries, which signifies the start of the astrological new year, and it signifies the changing of the seasons. In the Northern Hemisphere, the changing into spring, and in the Southern Hemisphere here in New Zealand, we're changing into autumn or fall. So it is the equinox. We are leaning into this new season and new phase of our lives. We're ready to step into this, ready, or maybe not so ready, to step into this new season of our lives and this new astrological year ahead. On the 22nd of March, we have the Sun in Aries, sextile Pluto in Aquarius. This is a potent energy of really starting to put into place this powerful change we're needing to make. Where are these things that we're starting to transform or starting to feel bubble up to the surface? How are we expressing that how are we expressing that in a way that feels authentic? Also on the 22nd of March, we have Venus in Pisces conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So we may be feeling relationships, our connection with our finances, are feeling a little challenging right now. We may be feeling a little bit restricted, like we're unable to really freely express the love or the feelings that we have. We may be feeling like now is the time, the perfect time to put a boundary in place with my loved ones, with my relationships, with my connection to my finances in general. How am I able to communicate this and express this and really lean into where these boundaries or these challenges or these restrictions are happening, and where do I need to ensure that they're serving me in a way that feels really good? This energy is all about identifying short-term discomfort for long-term gain. These choices and decisions we're making are likely going to help us and serve us for the long term. On the 23rd of March, we have Mars moving into Pisces, which then kicks off on the 25th of March, our eclipse season. So we have our prenumbral lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th of March. So this is the start of eclipse season for 2024. Lunar eclipse is a full moon. So the moon is in opposition to the sun. This is all about identifying what needs to end, what is coming to the culmination point, what is coming to a head, what is now like, okay, now I see it. This is what needs to finish up. This is what needs to come to an end. This is what's ready to come to an end. It might not be fully identifiable to us now, but it will show up in tangible form in the next 6 to 8 months. At the time of this lunar eclipse, we have Mercury as well as this North Node and the Sun and Chiron in the sign of Aries. This is all about identifying what needs to be healed, communicated, and expressed in a way that is letting go of something that's holding us back, going after what it is we want to achieve, going after this new phase of our life, going after this new person that we want to become. It's all about, like I was saying with Mercury in Aries, it's all about expressing what we need to feel supported, what we need to feel like we're making steps forward, what we need to feel like we're communicating and expressing with others in a way that feels authentic and true to us and this person or this version of ourselves that we are stepping into. With Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Neptune in the sign of Pisces at the time of this full moon lunar eclipse in sextile to Jupiter and Taurus, there's this almost magical energy I feel around the time of this full moon eclipse. We're maybe not feeling it straight away, but we're likely feeling supported. I do see this energy, although eclipses are a challenging time and they can be quite explosive or quite intense. I do see, although we have Venus and Saturn in a sextile to Jupiter and Taurus, so there is some sort of support happening for us to do with these decisions or things that we need to set a boundary or close off or coming to an end. Something is changing and coming to an end, but it's for the greater good. It's for our long-term vision. It's for our future self. So something needs to be changing or letting go of, transformed in some way. We have Pluto in Aquarius trine the moon in Libra, so trine that Libra eclipse. It is happening. Something is happening. Something is transforming in a way that is positive. It might not feel good at the time. It might feel quite jarring or quite intense, but it is needed for our long-term growth and our long-term change and transformation into this person and version of ourselves that we're becoming. And then finally, on the 29th of March, we have Venus in Pisces, sextile Uranus and Taurus. So we're maybe feeling inspired to take that creative action, to put those steps forward, to really take those decisions that we had to make and roll with it, roll the dice. There's some unexpected energy happening here that is assisting us in some way, shape, or form. So March is going to be an interesting month. March is going to be a lot of subtle energy, but that's pushing us in the direction of where we need to go, especially leading up to eclipse season. So I hope that has been helpful. If you would like to book a reading with me or like to check out more of my work, you can check me out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Venus and Virgo Astrology. You can join my waitlist, which is in the link in my bio for when I reopen my readings. And if you'd like to subscribe to my monthly newsletter, you can also sign up there too. In this next part of the video, I'll be looking at each rising sign and where this energy will be happening for you. For Aries and Aries rising, this will be a month of focusing on you. What changes and transformations are happening within your life that is focusing on aligning yourself with a version of yourself that feels more attuned to where you're wanting to be going? Are there aspects of yourself that you're needing to let go of? Is there an old version of yourself that is feeling outdated and holding you back from stepping into a new version of who you want to be? This month is all about focusing on where you can let go. Where have you been holding yourself back or keeping yourself hidden, and stepping into this new person that you're wanting to become? Letting go of relationships that might be holding you back in this area. Are there relationships that are no longer feeling aligned or supporting you in some way? Are you needing to let go of them? Are they causing friction within this version of yourself that you're stepping into? There's a lot of transformation happening when it comes to your community or your friendships and your hopes and dreams. There's There's a huge transformation going on in your life in general. This is going to be the kickstarter of what is going to show up for you in the next 6 to 12 months ahead. With the eclipse happening in your 1st and 7th houses, there's going to be a big pull on really tuning into what you need. What needs of yours are not being met by those around you? What contracts or one-to-one agreements, or even if you're married, if your marriage is not necessarily supporting you within this transformation in your life, what aspects of that need to change or move on? Alternatively, is there legal things that you're working through? Are there legal contracts that you're working through? Are new contracts? Are you needing to let go of old contracts in your life that no longer feel aligned to this person that you're becoming? Your dreams are changing, your hopes are shifting. What is changing for you that is ready to show up and manifest tangibly in your life? Maybe you're even going through a physical transformation right now, Aries, from Aries rising. This is a time to really lean into this new version of who you're wanting to be, letting go of others' expectations of you, letting go of keeping yourself small. This is the start of really stepping in, being decisive, and really leaning into what you need to express yourself, how you need to be supported in order to express yourself in an authentic way, to really take action and step into this new version of yourself and align yourself with these new goals and visions that you have for your future. So leaning into that, what energy do you need to focus on in your chart according to this oracle card? What is our oracle card pull for you, Aries and Aries rising? So for you, interesting. The card that came up was literally lunar eclipse. That couldn't be any more accurate for you, Aries rising. It is literally happening in your 1st house of self. That is crazy. So you literally got the lunar eclipse card. So eclipses, again, this is happening in your 1st and 7th houses, Aries and Aries rising. The eclipse, the transits of the nodes and the eclipse is happening in your 7th and 1st houses over these next 6 to 12 months. They've already started at the end of last year when the nodes did move into your Aries 1st house and Libra 7th house. So this is a very transformative time. And any Taurus rising can tell you that this is a very transformative time. This is your 18 months of full transformation to who you're becoming. So again, this lunar eclipse is going to be really potent for you. So for you, Aries rising, again, just to sum it all up, this is a month of focusing on you, what you need, and the transformations that need to happen in your life in order to get to where you want to be. So for Taurus and Taurus rising, finally an eclipse time that's not focusing on your 1st house. So the eclipses are happening in your 12th and 6th houses. So this lunar eclipse is going to be really focusing on what work or health related or work or daily routine that is to do with work is going to need to be let go of in order to allow yourself to have that solitude and that rest that you deeply crave and need. There is a big focus on aligning yourself with situations or groups of people that allow you to really lean into the solitude season of your life, lean into allowing yourself space to process anything that you're going through, Taurus rising. There's a lot of transformation happening when it comes to your work and career. So there's maybe some endings or some time away that you're needing to process these endings or this transformation that is starting to bubble up to the surface. There's a lot of focus around setting boundaries in your friendship groups. There's a lot of focus on setting boundaries within hopes, dreams, and wishes that you have, maybe keeping those safe and protected and not sharing it all right now, Taurus rising. With a lot of transformation that you went through over the past 18 months, you've become this new version of yourself. And because of that, you're needing your situations to really align yourself with this new version that you have become, with this new version of yourself that you've stepped into. You've had to step into it because you've been almost pushed and forced in a way to really lean into this new part of your life. There's a lot of changes happening for you outwardly, and it's time to process this inwardly. It's time to allow yourself to really heal and take time away to then feel able to share or express these new ideas or new goals or new dreams that you have with the world around you. So leaning into that, what energy do you need to focus on within your chart for this March season, this Aries season, Taurus rising? That card did not want to go back in. Jupiter return. So you might not necessarily be going through your Jupiter return, but you do have Jupiter in your first house, which is actually crazy that this is so aligned. Well, not crazy at all, because it's always aligned, but you have Jupiter in your first house right now. Jupiter in your first house is bringing a lot of luck and attention to you. It's bringing a lot of expansion when it comes to who you are, putting yourself out there, maybe feeling more able to share this abundant energy or this abundant, just abundance in general that is coming to your life. You might be having an abundance of opportunities come through to you, or abundance of endings in some way, maybe some shape or form, especially with the Mars and Pluto recently transiting your 10th house. There's maybe been a lot of endings. There's been a lot of change and transformation, and it feels like this is the start of it. It feels like this is the start of this new, stepping into this new version, with Jupiter going to be moving into your second house in a couple of months or towards the end of April. It's going to really put a focus on your career and finances in general. So I feel like this is the start of it. You've had Jupiter in your first house for a little while now. But yeah, focusing on your Jupiter return, if you are going through your Jupiter return, it's the start of a new 10-year cycle for you. So it's a really focusing on Jupiter this month that does rule your 8th and also 11th house. It's also ruling Pisces season. So there's again this ending, this change, this focus on friendships, focus on your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and taking time away in solitude when you need it. Taurus rising. So for Gemini and Gemini rising, this eclipse season is happening in your 11th and 5th houses. So it's all about letting go of anything that doesn't feel aligned with you, that doesn't feel like it's bringing you joy, that doesn't feel like it's a part of your life that you really is lighting you up right now, and focusing on some new hopes, dreams, or wishes, or community aspect in some way, shape, or form that is allowing you to lean in and really feel inspired again. It's about reclaiming that inspiration, reclaiming that creativity in your life. Where do you need to focus on to really go after going big or going home? I feel like this is a big energy for you right now. It's like go big or go home. I need to really make some serious decisions when it comes to my work, what I'm doing, my legacy that I'm leaving on the world. There's maybe some boundaries or restrictions that are maybe feeling in place to do with your career or your public reputation or this legacy that you're wanting to leave. This is going to be a big focus and a big restructuring for you over the next couple of years still. So it's going to be highlighted again during this month of March. You've also got some really nice energy happening in your 9th house, especially with Venus transiting your 9th house and moving into your 10th house, maybe bringing some opportunities for you to invest in your career or invest in travel if this is something that's coming up for you. There's a lot of transformation happening around your 9th house of travel in general, with Pluto now in there, but there are some changes that are happening to do with that. With Jupiter in your 12th house, you're likely feeling the need to really lean into this healing or these changes that are coming up for you, but it's a lot about letting go of maybe others' expectations of you, really leaning into finding that right community that makes you feel inspired again, letting go of old hobbies or old interests that are keeping you stuck, that are maybe stopping you from really getting out there, putting yourself forward, putting that new version of yourself forward, and really leaning into these new ideas and hopes and dreams that you're wanting to bring into your life. So let's have a look at what the Oracle deck is and has a message for this month ahead for you, Gemini rising. Interesting, because this is where the South Node is for you right now. It's all about balance. So leaning in to that creativity, where can you find balance and harmony to do with if you have children and to do with your hobbies? How can you find that you're giving energy to both? How can you find this equilibrium to do with this energy that lights you up, but also giving back to your family, your relationships, finding that balance to then help you align yourself with these dreams or these goals that you're calling in, or this new opportunity that you're wanting to call in, especially through new friendship groups or new social groups or new online groups in general. I feel like it's about finding that balance and finding that harmony to do with your interests, to do with your children, to do with your just relationships in general. So there could be finding some balance or letting go of, if you're in like light relationships that don't really feel aligned with you anymore. That may be time for those to end in order to find the right people and bring the right people into your life. So Gemini rising, this month of March is going to be really focused on your career, your hopes, dreams, and wishes, new goals for the future, and letting go of anything or any interests or any relationships that might be holding you back from getting there. So for Cancer and Cancer rising, this eclipse energy is happening in your 10th and 4th houses. What career changes are you needing to make? What new opportunities are you calling in? Where do you need to stop holding yourself back and away from putting yourself out there? Where are you keeping yourself hidden? Where are you needing to move or change or shift where you're literally physically located in order to benefit this new career or these new opportunities that might be coming into your life? There's a lot of restriction and changes happening to do with travel for you. So traveling might not be an option right now, but maybe relocating to maybe local spaces within your environment might feel a little bit more aligned with getting you into the right place in front of the right people to really make these career changes. This is going to be really impactful for you, Cancer rising. As you are ruled by the moon, you likely feel all lunations a lot. So there's a lot of letting go when it comes to maybe these travel plans or big grandeur plans you maybe had for study or things like that. There's maybe letting go of travel or study that no longer feels aligned with you anymore, that is like, I'm ready to let that go and I'm ready to focus on things that do feel more aligned with me in general, that I can really focus on putting into my career or focusing on your career in general. Is there family or family situations that could be holding you back from going after a career that feels really inspiring to you, Cancer rising? What is holding you back in some way, shape, or form that is keeping you stuck, that is keeping you small, that you need to focus on and heal in order to step into this new version of a career, of a legacy that you're ready to leave behind? Now let's have a look at what the Oracle card has in store for you for this month of March, Cancer rising. So we got Yod. Now Yod is a aspect within the birth chart that is a finger of God, so to speak. But Yod is all about destiny. I feel like this is so aligned with this North Node in Aries in your 10th house. This is all about, what are you destined? What's your career legacy or just legacy that you're destined to leave on the world, Cancer rising? If you have a Yod in your natal chart, maybe this is an area to focus on or learn more about within your natal chart. What energies are aspected or lit up for you during this time, Cancer rising? So lean into whatever energies are coming up for you to focus on. What do you need to let go of in order that's keeping you small? Maybe families' opinions of you or view of you is holding you back from really leaning into this and coming out of your shell and leaning into this new version of yourself and this new career or opportunities or life that you're ready to call in right now, Cancer rising. So this month of March for you, Cancer rising, is very focused on your career, your legacy that you're leaving behind on this world. What's keeping you back and holding you small? What's keeping you small and holding you back when it comes to where you're located, where you're living, your family, and what travel plans or study that maybe needs to be restructured or relooked at in some way, shape, or form? So for Leo and Leo rising, this energy of the eclipse season is happening in your 9th and 3rd houses. There's likely a focus of moving, traveling, changing, or study that might be coming up for you right now that maybe feels a little scary, that maybe there's some healing that needs to happen if you're not too sure if you want to really put yourself out there or publish work that you might have been working on, or really put your ideas and work into the ether to put it out into the world around you. This is a big focus on these new creative ideas that might be coming through for you for this area in your life this month ahead. There's some sort of study or local travel or communication or family dynamic that needs to come to an end that you need to let go of. Maybe it's not been working for a while and it's time for it to come to an end because it's holding you back from really putting yourself out there, for really going after what it is you want to achieve, whether you're wanting to go after more study, maybe you're holding yourself back and keeping yourself small, Leo rising, in some way, shape, or form. There's a lot of restructuring happening when it comes to your finances at this moment. There's a lot of changes happening here. So maybe you're getting really serious about tackling maybe some debt that you have, or maybe there are some important decisions that you need to make around big loans, or to do something to do with loans, or some sort of other people's money in some way. Maybe there's some taxes that you need to sort out or get really clear on. There is something that has been focused on around other people's money for you right now, Leo rising. So there's a lot of changes happening in your relationship. So this is going to be really impacted as well around the time of this eclipse season. So what do you need to let go of? What relationships are holding you back or keeping you small, or that are just no longer needed and needing to let go of in order to step into this new version of yourself, Leo rising? So let's have a look at what the Oracle deck has a message or area in your chart that could be of focus for this month ahead. So the one did actually lay face up, and I'm going to go with this one, is Saturn return. And I think this is really a potent one, because you are going through Saturn transiting your 8th house. If you have your natal Saturn in Pisces, you're going through your Saturn return. So Saturn returns are really a pivotal time in life. So I feel like this is a pivotal time in life for you, with the North Node forming a trine to your Ascendant at some point. It might not be exact for you right now, but at some point of the node's transit, it will be trining your Ascendant, meaning that it's a potent and powerful time for you to really transform or take advantage of this really powerful energy to really up level who you are, who you're wanting to be, and where you're wanting to go in life. There might be some amazing opportunities for you to connect with people from overseas or foreign cultures that really enrich your life in some way. But Saturn return is really about getting serious and restructuring a part of your life. For you, Saturn rules your 6th house, and it also rules your 7th house. So there's maybe some restructuring or changes or getting serious of your work and daily routines, your health, and also your relationships in general. But with you, with Saturn transiting your 8th house, there's a lot of transformation and change and restructuring happening around your work, income, and money. So this month is really going to be focusing on where you're wanting to go, how you're wanting to achieve those dreams of yours. If there's any travel, maybe calling new travel in and putting yourself out there, or really aligning yourself with work that feels authentic and really lights you up in some way, shape, or form. And also there's a big focus on your finances and restructuring this in general. So for Virgo and Virgo rising, this eclipse energy is happening in your 8th and 2nd houses, the financial access for you. So there's a lot of new energy coming in the form of other people's money. There are maybe some opportunities for you to make more money, to make more business contacts, to call in more streams of income, to take on more work that allows you to expand where you're receiving money from. There's a lot of changes happening here for you. There's a letting go of old values or old financial beliefs that might be holding you back. Are you keeping yourself small or stuck when it comes to investing in others, investing in yourself, investing in your work? Virgo rising, where are you holding yourself back? This is going to be emphasized around the time of this eclipse. You're also going to have a lot of focus happening within your 7th house of contractual agreements. There's a lot of structure and boundaries happening in this area of life for you. You might be needing to look at your one-to-one contracts and look at the work you have agreed to do, or the contracts you've agreed on. Are they serving you in a way that feels aligned to where you're wanting to be? Do they feel like they're really, do these contracts or these relationships that you have in your life feel like they are at a solid level that will last the length of time, that will last the test of time? Are there changes and balances that you need to make within these relationships in order to restructure them and help them feel more aligned and more solid to support you in these changes that you're going through? There's a lot of transformation when it comes to your health, Virgo rising. We talked about that last month. There's a lot of changes happening here for you that are really also going to be emphasized around the time of this eclipse. So this eclipse is really going to be emphasizing some changes and transformation that needs to be had around your finances and value system in general. So let's have a look at what the Oracle card deck has in store for you, Virgo rising, for this month ahead. What area of your chart might be highlighted, or something that you need to focus on this month ahead? South Node, life debts. So we were just talking about this being in Libra, and it's in your financial house. So are there debts and inheritances that you're taking on board? Are there loans that you're taking out? Is there a lack mindset in your life right now when it comes to your finances, Virgo rising? Is there some sort of new venture that you need to call in or bring in order to expand or change this viewpoint that you have around your finances in your life? Have a look to where your South Node is in your natal chart. This is a part of our chart that we might have had deep experiences in within a lifetime previous that we're really naturally good at. That have a look to see what house that sits in your natal chart and see where that is being, if that might be being lit up. If you have your South Node in Libra, this is your nodal return. If you have your South Node in Aries, this is your nodal opposition, and so forth. So have a look and see where your South Node is in your chart and what sort of messages or information might be available to you to look at that part of your life and see what changes you need to make. Where do you need to let go of things in order to move into the new phase of your life? So this month ahead, Virgo rising is really going to be focused on finances, structure within your relationships, noting and understanding relationships that will, or contracts or agreements that will stand the test of time, and really focusing on aligning yourself with work or opportunities that allow you to step out of this lack mindset or step out and change these values that you might have had around finances in order to expand and call in new opportunities for you for these years ahead. So for Libra and Libra rising, this energy of eclipse season is happening in your 7th and 1st houses. So with the North Node currently in your 7th house of relationships, there's this big focus on calling in the new aspects of your relationships, transforming parts of your relationships that may not have been working, that may not have been aligned with you in some way, shape, or form. It's really focusing on the other. It's letting go of parts of yourself that have maybe been holding you back from truly committing or truly investing in your relationships or new contracts or new agreements. It's about stepping out of your own way when it comes to your relationships and your contractual agreements and new opportunities coming through for you. Are you holding yourself back from really, really committing? Is there some way that you're trying to make sure everyone's happy, or make sure you're a version of yourself that is everyone is liking or aligning with, but really it's not authentic to you? There's some deep transformation when it comes to what you're really enjoying and aligning yourself with that. Pluto is also going to be forming a trine to your ascendant over the next 20 years, if not already. So there's this deep positive transformation and uncovering a part of yourself, or leaning into a new part of yourself that is aligning with what brings you joy, what makes you happy, and or aligning yourself with new friendships or relationships that feel more inspirational to this new phase of your life that you're stepping into. There's a lot of focus around your health and well-being right now for you, Libra rising. There's a lot of restructuring happening here. There may be some restrictions or challenges when it comes to work or finances or relationships that you're kind of going through right now and will be happening for the next few years with Saturn transiting your 6th house. This is a little bit of a challenging energy, but it's an energy of restructuring parts of your life that might be causing challenge or restriction to your health and well-being that is detrimental for you. It's about identifying this and restructuring it in a way that feels more aligned and feels more in tune with this new person or this new phase of your life that you're stepping into. Now let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Libra rising. This could be an aspect in your chart, or it could be a transit that you're going through, or it could be just a message in general. If it wants to shuffle properly. Ooh, fire element desire. This is really aligned with that North Node in Aries energy. Where are you feeling that you need to bring more desire and passion into your life? With that 11th Leo, with that Leo 11th house, desire and passion need to be present within your hopes, dreams, and wishes in order for you to feel like you're wanting to go after them. Where Where can you call in more contracts or agreements or relationships that allow you to really tap into the side of yourself? You need a work or commitment, or make a commitment to something that you feel really passionate about, that feels really inspirational to you, and communicate and express this in a way that feels aligned to who you're becoming and really helps you call in more of these relationships into your life. So for you, Libra rising, as a Libra in general, relationships are always important for you, but for you, this is a big focus on transformation that are happening within your relationships, your health, well-being in general, and how that plays a part within your relationships, and along with transforming what joy really means to you. Where can you call in more passion and joy and romance into your life as well, Libra rising? So for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, this eclipse energy will be happening in your 6th and 12th houses. With the North Node currently in your 6th house of Aries, there's a big focus on transforming your work, daily routines, as well as your health and well-being that will be present over the next 6 to 8 months. There's some deep changes that are happening here for you, Scorpio rising. There's a need and a call to come out from the shadows, to come out from hiding behind something or a version of yourself that is feeling not aligned with you anymore. You're needing to focus on the daily, to focus on the routines, to focus on your co-workers if that's something with coming up within your life right now. There's a need to focus on new work, opportunities, transformation and healing that needs to happen to do with your health in order to align you with a career and a legacy that feels authentic. And there's a big focus on your joy and creativity. If you have children, there's a big focus on this area in your life right now. There may be some restriction or challenges or boundaries that you're needing to set in place to ensure you have this creative time, and to ensure you're able to carve out time in your busy life to have those things that make you happy, to do those things that bring you joy, to align you with opportunities that bring this out of you, to align yourself with relationships that feel that they're set up for the long term. You need to be investing in relationships that feel really authentic, that feel really aligned with setting yourself up for success and setting them up for success, and you as a partner together for success in the long term. There might be some abundance of opportunities or contracts or unexpected relationships coming through to you right now, Scorpio rising, but there is some big changes happening within what really makes you happy in your life. Now let's have a look at what the Oracle deck has in store for you, Scorpio rising, for this month ahead. It could be an aspect in your chart, it could be a transit, or it could be an area in your chart that you may need to focus on or may be prominent for you for this month ahead. So the energy that came up for you was Gemini, I think. So for you, this is focusing on your 8th house. Your 8th house of Gemini. Gemini is also ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is going to be a big player within this eclipse energy. So there's this energy around aligning yourself with calling and work in general, daily routines that need to be transformed that will help you call in maybe more work opportunities, more money from others, more sources of income, more streams of income. Have a look if Mercury is where Mercury is in your chart. Have a look at your Gemini house. Have you got any planets in Gemini? This is a really key aspect to look at right now. It will also be forming a grand air trine if you do have planets in Gemini in your 8th house with the South Node and with all the energy happening in your Aquarius 4th house. So there maybe is some really big communication that you're needing to make. There may be some really big changes that need to happen in your life. There is maybe some transformation that's coming to how you express yourself or how you communicate in order to call in opportunities that feel more aligned with you and who you're becoming. There's a lot of changes happening for you, Scorpio rising. There's a lot of transformation happening for you. So a lot of focus around this month will be to do with what makes you happy, what brings you joy. If you have children, this will be a focus for you this month. There's a lot of focus around your health, well-being, your daily routines, and your work in general, aligning yourself with work that feels authentic and regenerative to you on a deep level, Scorpio rising. So Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. This energy of eclipse season will be happening in your 5th and 6th houses. There is a huge focus on what makes you happy, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. If you've got children or you're wanting to call in children, this is going to be a focus for you for this next 18 months. It's likely already been a focus for you since we had the nodes move into these houses, but this is going to be another refocus and reculmination of what this energy is coming up for you. Where are you needing to let go? What friendships are you needing to let go of? What communities are you needing to step away from or move out of in order to align yourself with what is truly bringing you joy, what you truly are passionate about? It's about expressing that with others. There's a lot of focus or change happening to do with your family and your relationships to do with your family, as well as your home base. There's a lot of change and restructuring happening here. There are a lot of boundaries that are needing to be set. There's a lot of transformation happening when it comes to communicating with each other, to communicating with just people in general, to sharing your work, to putting your work out there. There is something that you're needing to let go of in order to call in more opportunities for you, Sagittarius rising. With Jupiter, your chart ruler, in your sixth house of Taurus, along with Uranus, there's a lot of unexpected opportunity and change happening within your work. This has been a huge focus for you for the last few months, especially with Jupiter being here. There's a lot of focus to do with what you're needing to expand on or grow when it comes to your work and daily routines. There also could be some focus on your health and well-being in general. So we're going to look at now what the oracle cards have in store for you, Sagittarius rising, for this month ahead. I like that one wanted to come out. Leo, I will. So with Leo ruling your ninth house, is there travel or expansion or people from a foreign culture that you're really wanting to call in at this time? This is a really beautiful energy for you to tap into. This is the energy of strength. This is the energy of creativity. Again, focusing on your fifth house of creativity. There's a lot of creative energy around you right now, Sagittarius rising, and this is a wonderful time to tap into it. So for you, this month ahead is really focusing on your creativity, your home and family life, and the changes that need to happen, cutting off and expressing and communicating and making decisions or choices that you need to remove yourself from in order to focus on what truly makes you happy. So for Capricorn and Capricorn rising, this eclipse energy is happening in your 4th and 10th houses. There is transformation happening when it comes to your career, the legacy you leave on the world around you, along with your home and family and your connection to your roots. This is going to be a big focus this eclipse season for you. You're going to need to look at where you're letting go and shifting and changing things to do with your career and the legacy that you're leaving behind, and how this impacts you on a deep personal level. Where are you connected to your roots, and how is this shown through the career and legacy you're leaving on the world? It's about balancing this energy within your life. There's a lot of change and restructure happening with how you communicate, express yourself, and maybe some study that you're doing along with your connections to your family. There's a lot of changes and transformation happening here. Again, with more transformation happening within your finances and your connection to your values, are you aligning yourself with work that feels really connected to you on a deep level? Are you needing to let go of work or things you're putting out there that needs to transform and feel more aligned with the person that you're becoming and this person that you're stepping into? There's a lot of opportunity for you to tap into your creativity, to tune into what brings you joy, to really help strengthen and help strengthen and assist with these changes that you're needing to make. So let's have a look at what will be coming up for you for the oracle card for this month ahead, Capricorn rising. What energy is going to be your focus, or what area in your chart you need to focus on for this month ahead? The Grand Trine blessings. I love this energy for you, Capricorn rising. Looking into, if you have a natal Grand Trine, looking at your natal Grand Trine, looking at where a Grand Trine could be forming within your chart. Is there anything forming in any of your houses that is activating a Grand Trine with your personal planets and transiting planets? For you, this is all about blessings. This is all about calling in blessings. This is all about tuning into that Jupiter in your 5th house of creativity, joy, abundance. What things are coming up for you that maybe you're not really realizing these true blessings in your life? There is this real energy of, if you have any planets in your 9th house, this is going to be really activated for you with Jupiter in your 5th house of Taurus. So there's this energy of what blessings are coming into your life that maybe not feel so that are more tangible, that are more around you, that are more grounded? What is keeping you grounded in those blessings that feel abundant to you, that might not be feeling abundant in the form of financial success or things like that, but feel more abundant in terms of these opportunities, these support, these relationships that you have in your life, who you are, your systems, your value systems within your life. This is where you can look for blessings or opportunities, or just this energy around this natural gift that you have to really tune in and allow these blessings to flow through. So this month of March for you, Capricorn rising, we'll be focusing on your home, family, letting go of career or work opportunities that maybe no longer feel aligned with you on a deep personal level, along with changes and restructuring happening about how you communicate yourself, how you communicate with others, how you communicate with your family, and also your finances in general. So for Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this eclipse season is happening in your 9th and 3rd houses. There's this big energy around how you're communicating yourself, how you're expressing yourself, the work that you're putting out there in the world. How are you feeling like you're aligned with what you're talking about, with what you're sharing, with what you're writing? Are you focusing on where you're living, where you're traveling to? There might be also a focus around your family and your home life as well. There's a lot of change and transformation and boundaries that you need to set around your finances, around your value system. There's a lot of restructuring happening here that will likely need to be communicated around the time of this eclipse. There's also a lot of change and transformation happening to you in general. You're going through a deep transformation in yourself that is going to be showing up in the form of letting go of situations or opportunities that no longer feel like this is the new version of yourself. There's a lot of transformation that is positively happening around the time of this eclipse for you, Aquarius rising. This is because the South Node will be forming a trine to your Ascendant in some way, shape, or form. And you also have Mars and Venus transiting your 1st house of self. So there's something that needs to let go. Something needs to be finished and put to an end in order to step into this new version of yourself. There's a lot of opportunities happening for you within your home and family life. So tune into these. These are supporting you through this really transformative time and this really turbulent time in some way, shape, or form, because eclipses are turbulent sometimes. Allowing yourself to tune in and let opportunities present themselves that feel aligned with you, and feeling okay to say no when they don't feel aligned with you any longer. So let's have a look at what this Oracle card deck has in store for you over this month ahead, Aquarius rising. Again, Gemini, I think. So this has come up in one of my other readings today. So for you, looking at your Gemini 5th house, what brings you joy? What brings you creativity? Where do you feel most creative? Where can you tune into more energy of this within your life? So the Gemini energy is all about exploring lots of different opportunities, exploring lots of different options, not feeling tied down to one choice. So for you, really tuning in and allowing yourself to be okay with having a lot of different interest in a lot of different things that bring you joy, and if you a lot of different things that make you feel happy within your life, really allowing yourself to tune into that expression within yourself, with the Mercury, the ruler of your Gemini 5th house, closely involved in this eclipse season. Maybe there's new opportunities coming up for you that allow you to express yourself creatively, or open new doors that you maybe didn't expect or tune into before, that are allowing you to express yourself in a more creative way, or tuning into more opportunities that actually help you to express yourself in a more creative way that feel more aligned with you in general. So all up this month for you, Aquarius rising, is a big focus on allowing yourself to express things that feel really in tune with who you are, letting go of opportunities or relationships that no longer feel aligned with you anymore, stepping into this new version of yourself, and putting boundaries in place when it comes to protecting your values, or changing your values, or shifting your values, or setting boundaries with people to help assist you in achieving your financial goals that you might have set for yourself over this month ahead, Aquarius rising. So for Pisces and Pisces rising, this eclipse energy is happening in your 2nd and 8th houses, the houses of the financial access. So there's going to be a big focus on your finances, your value system, and your values around your finances. Are there ways in which you're holding yourself back from going after your financial goals or dreams? Are you keeping yourself small when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your financial beliefs? Are you putting limitations on yourself? This is a time where you're going to be wanting to transform those. There's a lot of restructuring happening when it comes to your physical self at this time, Pisces rising. You have Saturn transiting your first house. This energy is restrictive, it's challenging, it's maybe feeling like you can't fully express yourself, or you're needing to shed a part of yourself that feels restrictive in some way, shape, or form. There's a lot happening behind the scenes for you potentially that you might not be ready to share yet, that are to do with letting go of these financial blocks or limitations that you might have set on yourself. There's some changes happening within your relationships that maybe aren't ready to be put out there just yet, but these are and will be helping with aligning yourself with your financial goals that you're calling in. There's some really harmonious energy happening in your third house of communication, which will be assisting you through this transformative time during eclipse season. So let's have a look at what the Oracle card, Oracle deck has in store for you this March, this season, this transformative time for you, Pisces rising. So interesting, because this is the ninth house of faith. So the ninth house for you, Pisces rising, is ruled by Scorpio. So for you, tuning in and getting deep and leaning into, is there travel or exploration or deep study that you want to take on that will assist you in transforming some sort of part of yourself that might be needing assistance in some way, shape, or form? Do you have any planets in your ninth house? Understanding what these planets mean and what other houses they rule, or if they rule your ninth house. Mars rules your ninth house. Mars is currently in your 12th house of Aquarius. So what things are ending to do with, if you've got travel, is travel ending for you? Are you needing to make new plans? Are you needing to think outside the box when it comes to traveling, or new ideas coming to do with travel? Are you wanting to explore other cultures in some way? Are you wanting to take on other study? For you, travel needs to be deep, it needs to be intimate, it needs to be exploring, potentially looking at exploring a coastal city or a coastal area or an island that feels really like an oasis to you in some way, shape, or form, that will really help you tune in and tap into your creativity. So I hope that has been helpful. For this month ahead for your Pisces rising will be a big focus on your sense of self, on your finances, and any blocks that you might have in place or that are holding you back from achieving or going after your dreams, and ending some sort of relationship in some way that will assist you with bringing forth and calling in more opportunities to really align yourself with the goals that you have in place for this year ahead.